Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CWR Podcast. With your host, the Big AD, the Justin Bob, with my co-host.
The DOC, LOVE, the Doctor of Love, the Dream Machine himself, here to give you all the love you need and give you wrestling news, reviews, and rumors. And thank you to our sponsor, Bantu FM. Starting later this week, we will be on part of the family of Bantu FM. So go on the internet, look up Bantu FM Radio, where we will have our own spot there on that channel. So how you feeling about being on the radio, man?
I mean, it's great and all, but who listens to the radio today? I was gonna ask, who still listens to the radio?
There's a lot of folks listening to internet radio.
Internet radio, yeah. Internet radio, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it, so.
Well, top story for the day, and it's one of the top stories that hit me close to my heart. Before we go into the tournament brackets, is our old friend of ours, WillO'Spreay, and he recently talked about his bout with just feeling like he wanted to commit suicide one day. I mean, this past couple of weeks. And it's kind of hard to fathom that someone that's you think is famous and stuff like that. But remember, no matter who someone is, they're still a person. And they feel sadness and everything. He did have an Instagram on his Instagram story. He wrote the message. A few weeks ago, I came very close to something I know I'd regret. I'm still dragging my feet, but I'm getting better. I'm still smiling, barely, but a smile nonetheless. Suicide isn't an option, even when you feel like you drop the world. Learning and pushing forward to be the best, be better is an option. Thank you to people that have ever made me smile or laugh and been there to pick me up. Because of you, my heart still beats. I love you. And see, suicide is one of those things that we kind of don't look upon. In some background, we always feel like something is mentally wrong and it's just a cry for help, or it's just something that it comes from depression. It's all kinds of reasons. What you think, JK?
To say something like that, it's kind of hard, especially like, maybe if you're like a friend to that person, like you just know the person so well, and then like you don't know what they're experiencing, and it's kind of hard. As a person who could be close to WillO'Spreay, like they don't like see like exactly like inside like how he's feeling inside that, and let alone he might not be open to them about it, but when it comes to that kind of situation, it kind of hurts a little bit, even for a famous person, it kind of hurts, man, because I mean, people are human. I mean, everybody's human, despite how you take that person you see on TV and stuff like that, because you can see the meanest people on TV, but yeah, they can be the nicest people in like the real world and stuff like that, man.
Right.
So I mean, like I mean, and I know this might not be based on like maybe social media, people on social media talking about it, but most of the reasons when it comes to people feeling like that, it comes from like people talking about one another and stuff like that, man. We just gotta start doing that, man. We gotta start tearing down other people, man. We gotta build them up,
right?
Not tear them down,
right. And I've had bouts with depression and stuff myself, and it's hard to dig yourself out of the hole. You need family and friends, and you need to get help. I mean, sometimes you do need to get help. And sometimes we need to stop fighting against professional help. That's what they were put here for. But at the beginning and at the end of the show, we want to give you the phone number to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And that number is 1-800-273-8255. That's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. 1-800-273-8255. Now let's get into the final match of the tournament.
So on Twitter, again, these votes, man, like, hey, you guys killing me with these votes. I mean, two people voted. You know, either way, we still got our finals anyway. So we found out that the Shield and Evolution will be heading to the finals, taking on the 4-way Intercontinental title match, which I'm looking forward to. So, I know who's gonna pick what, but I know which one I pick. But like I said, it's not based on what I pick. It's based on what you guys choose and stuff like that. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm looking forward to see what you guys are gonna choose for the finals. And voting ends on Saturday, as will be our day before, as we'll have the day before the horror show Extreme Rules. Let me get the name right. Apparently, the horror show Extreme Rules. So, you know, and don't forget, we'll have our next episode will be talking about Extreme Rules, match cards, and whatever else. You know. So, what do you think about this matchup between the Shield and Evolution and the 4-way matchup?
Well, the Shield versus Evolution match was actually a really good match, but I still have to go with the four-way match for the Intercontinental title. Great action throughout. There wasn't a lot of resting outside the ring. There was a little bit, but not as much as they usually have in 4-way and 3-way matches. So I thought it was a good combination of wrestling, fast-paced action, and storytelling there. So I picked the 4-way. Me personally, I would.
Well, like I said, it's not on us, it's on you guys, man. So let's move on to the next big thing of wrestling news. As we'll be talking about the state of the women's division for like the 50 millionth time. Because I'm pretty sure one thing you've learned about this podcast, if you watch it, that this podcast is nothing but criticizing women's division.
Well, I'm not criticizing the women's division.
This podcast is full of criticism of women's division, and also appreciate some of the women of the women's division also.
No, what the thing is, I'm not criticizing the women's division. I'm criticizing how storylines are written for the women's division. See, here's the thing, and we just spoke before we got on the air. They never do justice at the same time. It's like if it's really good on Smackdown for a couple of weeks, it's really bad on Raw. And then if it's really bad on Raw, it's really good on SmackDown. They never do it at the same time. And now NXT kind of got dragged in there a little bit where this Robert Stone thing is just bringing down the women's division a little bit.
See, I'm not even gonna vote NXT because, like, really, there's nothing wrong with NXT women's division for me right now.
It's not really, but that Robert Stone thing make goofing Aaliyah up. She's not gonna end up, you know.
First, I just see that there. I just don't listen enough Aaliyah right now.
But
I mean, my opinion could be changed.
Right, but speaking of Raw, two good things they did do.
Well, actually, before we get to Raw, we gotta get to SmackDown first.
Oh Lord, Lord have mercy.
So,
do we have to?
Yeah, cause we gotta roast SmackDown a little bit, man. I know some people consider this episode of SmackDown the worst episode from, at least from SmackDown on Fox. At least most people consider it the worst for some weird reason. But the one thing that kind of interests me a lot about this SmackDown was the fact they were promoting a karaoke challenge between 4 women.
And that's what I'm talking about with the women's division.
So we got Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, Tamina, and Naomi in a karaoke competition. Pretty much before the segment came around, I think Naomi. Well, I don't think I'm pretty sure that Naomi. Well, it was Lacey Evans prepping up for the challenge, and then all of a sudden Naomi came around, and like all of a sudden Lacey Evans just brushed her off pretty much like out of nowhere. And so then when it came to the challenge, like also all four, so they pretty much singing interesting song from like back in the days, you know, with Lacey Evans singing Jeff Jarrett's song. You know, I don't even know the actual name of the song is actually, but it seems kind of fittable. She was a pretty good singer too. However, Dana Brooke sang the Honky Tonk Man's theme song, and my God, based on those words of the theme song, she is cool. She can't be cocky, but she was really, really bad at singing now. That's all I gotta say about that. And then Tamina, okay, I hate the fact that Tamina didn't get a chance to like sing But I feel like Tamina Singh will make her look so bad than what she is.
This segment made all four of them look bad, actually.
Well, not really, Naomi, because
I'm talking about from a wrestling viewpoint.
Well, either
No,
way,
this isn't a talent show.
have you been sleeping on the WWE for like the past decades? The past the past 2 decades? I mean, have you not seen all the women when the women did like? I'm not even getting to the Ruthless Aggression era. You guys might know what I'm talking about.
Or the
Attitude era.
Attitude era.
You guys, if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Let's leave it at
Well,
that.
it was more Ruthless Aggression than Attitude.
Yeah, especially for the SmackDown, because SmackDown had, you know what I'm talking about. However, Naomi saying, pretty much Dusty Rhodes theme song, which she won, which now leads up to Lacey Evans turning heel just from a karaoke.
Because of karaoke competition.
A karaoke competition.
And then, what is up with this Jeff Hardy Sheamus story? Like, where they stop it? We know the guy has had an alcohol problem.
I think it's getting too far for at least WWE.
It is way too far.
It actually has been. It's really actually over. It's over. It's way over that far. Far was like when it was like they did that.
Police arrested them.
Yeah, like that was far. That was like what months back.
This looks like the Scott Hall storyline in WCW back in the 90s, where he had an alcohol problem, and they were showing on TV that he had an alcohol problem where he would come to the ring drunk and stuff like that.
They just need to get over. They just need to stop. Either way, this bar fight, they gotta get over this though. Even though I could just see Chambers just winning the whole robbery anyway, but they just gotta get over this whole feud for real though, because like it's getting kind of ridiculous and stuff like that. So
right. Plus Jeff Hardy hasn't signed his contract back with the WWE, so really they just got him there getting beat down or getting embarrassed on the way out. Surely, if he leaves soon, he's most likely going to AEW. Most likely.
Looking on more brighter sides of SmackDown, which is based on the segment more than the match, that we know that next week on SmackDown it will be AJ Styles defending the Intercontinental Champion against the Bro, Matt Riddle, which I'm looking forward to that match again. However, I'm not gonna be surprised if AJ Styles retain it or use a cheap tactic to like get over Matt Riddle. I wouldn't say like a win, but maybe like Baron Corbin come around.
I think that's what's going to happen. Baron Corbin is going to interfere.
Yeah,
pretty much. So
moving on from the Intercontinental to the Tag Team Champions, we saw a tag team title match which ended in I think it was a counter. I'm pretty sure disqualification. Either way, the whole show ended with Cesaro and Nakamura getting over the New Day by going through a table, which I'm pretty sure at Extreme Rules
it's gonna be a table match. Yeah. So you can already see it.
I said that from the start. Like since Cesaro pulled that table out like last week, the week before, I was like, you let it go and be a table match at Extreme Rules. But whatever though. So moving on from SmackDown, going on to the must be Mondays of Monday Night Raw. Before we even get to that, we do know, Kevin Owens played a huge part on Raw this week. Actually, he played a huge part on Raw. The mask, the use of Shayna Baszler and Bianca Belair. Actually,
yeah, he has been a backstage general as far as speaking out on things, and so I'm glad to see him being unselfish like that.
Yeah, I appreciate for a superstar watching out for other talent, especially who has so much potential in the world, man. And I'm looking forward to see what Bianca Belair and Shayna Baszler gonna finally do if Vince continue to use them right.
And they have used Bianca Belair correctly. They haven't had her in any of the goofy stuff yet. The only thing I say about this is I wouldn't have put her with Ruby Riott. If I had to put her with Ruby Riott, it wouldn't have been a tag team match from the start. Let's say it had been a handicap match and they were kind of beating down Ruby Riott and she ran up to the ring and jumped on the corner. But as far as starting out the match with her, I wouldn't have done it. But big ups to Bianca Belair. She put on a really good performance. A little screw up by both here or there, I'm not going to lie, but good. Great promo by Shayna Baszler.
Oh man.
Um,
Shayna, the Queen of Space, basically, man. I can just honestly see.
and where they stop it with this racist stuff.
It was please explain on that one. Please explain.
No, the stuff with why does one thing, at once upon a time, every black person had to be loud, angry black man or a preacher stuff. And every time you have a Japanese wrestler or a Chinese wrestler for the most part, except for Nakamura, they have to be some kind of jitsu master or karate master or something like that, or ninja. It's gotten old. All the dancing and stuff R-Truth doing, it's really kind of racist because it's you just really saying, hey, that's all he can do. He didn't do all that in TNA. It's just or NWA when he was in NWA.
Mm.
Come on.
Either way, let's move on to.
Hey, what's going on with what do you think? Yeah, let's move on. Move on.
Yeah, I was gonna move on to the eye for an eye thing. First of all,
No, I don't even want to talk about that crap.
uh, I gotta say, first of all,
This is stupidest mess I
you
ever
know how I
heard.
feel about Alice Blood being underutilized. My thing, I don't understand why
This is the most stupid thing.
why do you have like I just got ask Rey Mysterio. Okay, look, I know how Seth Rollins did when he got disciples. However, why do you have like four other guys just like helping you with this one rivalry? Like four other guys, like you got your son, Alistair Black, Kevin Owens, her brother, all of them like pretty much helping you out with this rivalry. I mean, I get it because like no contract, you wrestle without a contract, stuff like that. But man, like you got four people helping out with this rivalry right now. Like Rollins gotta go against the same four guys, or like I be putting a tag team match with these guys. Like, bro, y'all gotta quit with this. Like, y'all just gotta quit with it a little bit. Man.
I can kind of almost see because they're trying to make Seth Rollins still look like he's a great competitor. They still trying to build him up as he is the main heel on Raw.
He's the Messiah.
If you really think about it, the main good guy is Drew McIntyre, and Rollins is actually the main heel. The next behind him is Bobby Lashley and MVP.
And for that, the eye for an eye match.
They already said, and you can't take wrestling and promise something like that without it being goofy. All right, if you take somebody out, the only person I can see losing this match is Rey Mysterio. Because, all right, if you take Rollins out, that means he has to stay off TV. If you pop somebody out, that means they have to stay off TV for like 2 or 3 months.
I mean, okay. Well, either way,
they got it. He got to be off of TV 2 or 3 months, which they're not going to want to do that.
Well, either way, I'm going for Rollins on this one. So I mean, it's not that hard to figure that one out. But either way, we're moving on to, speaking of the almighty Bobby Lashley, we're gonna move on to MVP and Bobby Lashley and this whole United States Championship propaganda or whatever.
I do think Apollo will retain,
and with also with Ricochet and Cedric Alexander getting involved a lot more, which I'm also proud of too. They're getting them involved a lot more. Well, then even though they kept on pretty much getting beat up by the Hurt Business, but
and business is good.
I think like maybe, and I get they trying to make Bobby and like MVP try to look strong for the matchup coming up this Sunday, but man, like honestly, man, I wouldn't mind like they just had Ricochet get the win over Lashley out of nowhere, just at one time.
Are they gonna wrestle? Are they gonna wrestle Bobby Lashley and Ricochet?
No. I'm talking about from last night. Talking about from Monday.
Oh no! I knew that wasn't gonna happen.
I said I just wish it just have just to get over. However, I do think even if it wasn't changed, I still believe Apollo's gonna win anyway. Like MVP, like he just got to take the managerial role, man. I can't see him be a wrestler again. He's more of a manager.
I think Bobby himself actually can he can actually do well from this situation. I really believe they should be tag team champions. And they went after the tag title.
See, that's the thing, man. Like I don't care. I just not a big fan of that type of stuff, man. Like anybody who's like a Bobby, like anybody who's like a type of team like Bobby Lashley and MVP. I really hate that for the like to have like a superstar who's on a roll and then have like a manager who's also like a superstar too, and then have them contact. Like
But he
no,
old school, right? He
I
doesn't have it really anymore like he had.
like, and I even said like, okay, like once Garza and like Andrade win the tag team title, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I would like to see Ricochet and Cedric Alexander win the tag team title.
I would love it.
But I wouldn't be surprised, like, the tag team is going to take tag team title away from them is going to be Bobby Lashley MVP, which I would hate the most. Because, like, it's.
Right, because actually Bobby Lashley, and maybe they say trying to say Bobby Lashley for the end of the year or sometime during next year after WrestleMania to have some type of small title run, whether it be with the WWE title. I believe, but really tell you the truth, I think what's going to happen, they're going to eventually move him over to SmackDown.
I think that'll be a more better fit.
And he's going to win the Universal title. Because that's kind of like when they used to have the World title and the WWE title. The people who they didn't want to be like WWE champion, they gave him the World champion. So that's kind of how it's turning out with the Universal title now.
I've been saying it for years. I mean, I've been saying it ever since when they reinstated the World Heavyweight Championship, Universal Championship. Anybody that didn't want to win the WWE title, they just let them win the World Heavyweight title or the Universal Championship. I mean, so either way, Bobby Lashley gonna be a feature.
I tell you what, they just evil. Oh, did I say the word evil?
Last week we weren't finished talking to Raw, but sure, you can do your evil stuff.
Yeah, just hey, my boy evil. Hey, this weekend they had New Japan Dominion. All right, in the finals, you had Evil defeating Jushin Okada. 2 title changes on the second night of the event. 2 title changes, as we had Kota Ibushi and Tanahashi losing the IWGP Tag Team titles, World Tag Team titles, to Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi. And so that was a hell of a match. I mean, great match. Zack Sabre Jr., man, I'm glad he didn't sign with WWE back in the days of the Cruiserweight Classic because they would have watered him down. Great submission wrestler, but everybody's still buzzing about the main event of both shows. With Evil turning on in Grubinales de Japón and joining the Bullet Club. And then the next night, he defeats Naito and becomes the new World WGP and Intercontinental champions in New Japan Wrestling. It came out of nowhere because you would want a bigger star than Evil become the champion, but that's who they went with as the champion. But interesting thing, Hiromu Takahashi, who is the junior heavyweight champion, who came back late last year from a year off from wrestling with a broken neck. He finished the match with a broken neck, and he was out for a full year. He came back late last year and won the junior weight classic, then won his title back, defended it a couple times, and now he challenges Evil for the Intercontinental title and the World title. How do you think Takahashi will fare against Evil?
I mean, okay, can I just say no disrespect? I don't care because either way, Evil is just one of the greatest stars on New Japan. And I just feel like he's going to get over a lot now. Especially now he's teaming up with the BC Bullet Club. So either way, I think Evil, he's on Takahashi and Evil, right?
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, Hiromu Takahashi, man. I ain't gonna lie. Man, like, great superstar. I mean, I thought it was really impressive.
The ticking time bomb.
I swear, and he showed why he's a ticking time bomb, man. Like, bro, I mean, wrestling with a broken neck, man. Oh, that's I didn't finish the match. That's a world class athlete right there. Like anybody who could finish an injury, but so imagine just seeing Evil just break any limb of Takahashi, man. Like Takahashi like have the will to like go through the match, and he probably could win the match for all we know. But I just feel like he just don't have what it takes for Evil though. I mean, did you not see his match against Sonata?
Yes. Oh, that was you talking about evil. That was pure evil.
Like
imagine somebody imagine somebody putting how somebody put a chair around someone's neck and run them into the turnbuckle on the outside. He put the chair around the dude's neck and then took another chair and baseball batted the other chair while it was around the other guy's neck. Then stumped him into testicular reason. So I mean, like, he's not playing.
That's all what he needed. That's all what he needed.
I mean, not playing at all.
And now that he joined Bullet Club, that's I guess you said it's too sweet, apparently.
Too sweet. But what's going to happen when Kenta and Jay White come back? Now we're gonna have a little slight problem.
First of all, who would care anyway? I mean, what has Jay White done for Bullet Club?
You ain't lying.
What did Kenta do for Bullet Club so far?
Well, he brought the Never Openweight Championship.
The Never Openweight Championship. Did you not just hear the first word you just said? Never. He has never brought anything to Bullet Club. That's all I mean. The Never Weight Championship. Anyway, look.
Hey, do you realize now Evil holds 3 titles?
And guess what? That is just too sweet because that's just that good.
He owns 3 titles.
Either way, that's what how great Evil is.
The Intercontinental title, the 6-man tag title.
Facts.
But I don't know what he's gonna do because since he turned on in Group of Knowledge de Japan, because that's who he got the 6-man tag.
What you talking about? What you gonna do with him?
He ain't got but one of them.
You know what I mean?
Bushi and Taishi Tango got the other one.
Okay, get Bullet Club and jump him. There you go. Make a 6-man tag
and
match.
Then the world title. You got 3 titles.
Sure, I see a New Japan version of the Kurt Angle probably.
So
all I see.
Evil 3 belts.
Right. Speaking of like these terrible championship show nicknames, man, we gotta move back to Monday Night Raw. As we gotta talk about before we even get to the women's division again, we gotta go ahead and quickly get over this Drew McIntyre Dolph Ziggler situation. All right, look. Let me get. We're not even gonna talk about it. We're gonna go through this. We know at the horror show, we know it's gonna be Dolph Ziggler giving the stipulation. Now we know there's rumors told that WWE posted on Facebook about it's gonna be a TLC match, which I don't understand why. Out of all the matches, you choose they might have a TLC match, but hopefully it's not one. I'm expecting maybe a last man standing match or something like that. Really,
I can see him do more just a ladder match, so he can get over on, so he can be so he can feel like he can get on over on Drew McIntyre easier. But he feel I don't have to pin him or submit him. All I gotta do is beat him with climbing this ladder.
Anyway, I feel like either way, Drew McIntyre's gonna win it, man. Like no matter what. So I mean, look, he gave Dolph Ziggler apparently what he owed, and still he pretty much gonna walk out of the Extreme Rules as the winner. So
pretty much,
yeah, exactly. So
I really feel like Drew McIntyre is pretty much gonna hold the title to WrestleMania.
Man,
I think he will.
You know what? I wouldn't even be surprised. Like when the fans come back, they're gonna be start booing Drew McIntyre.
Oh no.
Man, you know how they deal with Rollins, bro. I don't know if you get into that.
Well, Rollins stopped having the edge, and they started trying to make him. Rollins should not have been a white meat, what they used to call a white meat babyface, a goody two-shoe babyface, and they were trying to make him a goody two-shoe babyface, which he wasn't. That's not his style.
We're not going to it.
What?
Well, actually,
that is not a racist term. That's known in the industry as a white meat babyface.
Actually, he got into it when I just said we're not getting into it about Rollins because we don't care about Rollins no more at this point. Well, actually, I still care about Rollins. He's the Messiah, so.
Yeah, because you said it earlier on the show.
And because there's something bigger and better going on Raw more than Rollins or McIntyre, and that is the state of the women's tag team. Well, all the women's champion WWE really actually, well, except for the NXT one title, but all the women's champions.
Yeah, my girl Bailey Doe straps.
Then you got Sasha Banks. I mean, you can't say too much, so you got Sasha 3 shows, and then Bailey 3 brands, whatever.
Sasha the Draw,
whatever the blueprint, whatever they want to go. They got 15 million nicknames, stuff like that, copyright and stuff. However, It was Kabuki Warriors versus the Golden Role Models, which, man, it was a pretty good match actually. I wish the Kabuki Warriors would have won, but either way,
they say let Kyrie Sane get more offense than she's gotten in the last few months.
I like that actually. Man, Kyrie, ever since Kyrie Sane came back, man, I'm
Bailey's just unbelievable. Let's see what I did there.
No. Awful. And then the fact she got a new gimmick too, that's awful. Even awful. However, man, I so awful. Anyway, but we do know the Golden Role Models got over with Sasha Banks again. Like she's been getting over for weeks actually. Sasha Banks has been on the tear.
And they're doing that to set up. I think they're just doing it to set up a match between her and Bailey, saying that, hey, I'm the one who pulling the weight. I'm the one who winning all these matches. And, you just riding my coattail, which she is, actually.
So, I don't know if you watch Raw Talk. If for those who watch Raw Talk, you know that Kabuki Wars, the last segment, we do know that Kyrie Sane. There was a rumor match anyway from since Oscar had the title. Kyrie Sane and Oscar going at SummerSlam, and I'm looking forward to see how this is gonna go down actually.
But they got to give her more wins. She got to get a win or two. Really, I think it's was two. They got time, but you just can't make Kyrie Sane the world beater after she been getting beat down several months in a row.
I mean, injuries, concussions. I mean, busted open, bro. Real life injury. I mean, bro, you don't know.
Speaking of busting over, you heard about Charlotte, didn't you?
Yeah, I did hear about Charlotte, and we're not gonna talk about it because that's another time. That's another time because we're going off air.
All right, we'll see y'all on next time we see you. Remember, don't be alone and don't feel alone. Learn to love yourselves. Learn to ask for help. And once again, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
And don't forget,
that's 1-800-273-8255.
And also, don't forget to vote on the greatest Extreme Rules pay-per-view match of all time. The Shield versus Evolution or the Fatal 4 Intercontinental title match with The Miz, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. You got till Saturday to vote. I repeat, Saturday. Put your votes in on Twitter at CWRpodclash. CWR Clashing won. So.
And for your boy, the JKD, and your other boy, the Dream Machine himself, wish you nothing but love, success, and it's all family. Love each other, give each other a hug. Peace.